Welcome to the Star Unfiltered podcast. I'm here with my boys Noah, Mula, Antoine.
What
This
up? What
week,
up?
the Cowboys they blew out the Jets. Comprehensive victory. They improved to 2-1. Just want to get y'all thoughts on the game since Twan is right next to me on the screen. I'm gonna start off with you, man. What thoughts on this game?
Man, we talking about the Jets, man. That's what's crazy, brother. I mean, it's really not the right week for me to be here, man. I'm not gonna hold you, man. But I mean, solid performance all around, man. I really have little negativity to spew toward them this week, but I mean, they did what they were supposed to do, man. Dak over 200, typical no interceptions. That was key for me. I love that about him, and he's on the MVP run, man. I'm slick watching him under a microscope, man, because I'm becoming a fan again. I'm slowly becoming a
Mm.
Dak fan again. I needed to see him get in the lab. I needed to see him lead the team, and he's doing that. So all around good game. They still let Justin Fields get over 100 QB rating, which is a problem for me. Um, they let Brees Hall get off for over a buck, which is another problem for me. But they'll cross that bridge when they get there, man. All around good, solid game from them boys, man.
Man, this was a bye week. I mean, it's really just typical. I'm just glad we got the W because we couldn't beat the Bears 2 weeks ago. But I just wanted the defense to be consistent, really. So, I mean, this is what it takes for them to get started up, then bet. But I need to see more from the defense every week.
Mula.
Like Twan said, man, it's the Jets, bro. You know what I'm saying? I get it. It's an NFL team. All these guys out here playing to put food on their plate. Cool. But it's the Jets. I don't even know how they won a game this year.
No, they're on
What's up,
5.
brother? I won
Okay.
5.
Oh yeah. See exactly. I mean, so they're twins. They're twinning with the Panthers at this point. It's like beating the Panthers. So for me, it's just, and I think we play the Panthers next. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really did nothing for me, honestly. But at the same time, I did like how Dak looked. Knowing that we were down numerous receivers, Turpin was out, CD out, of course. Um, and I like what he did against Sauce Gardner. He wasn't afraid to test Sauce. Sauce has been such a prolific lockdown, shutdown corner. But after Dak's performance, I don't know. Now we got to question Sauce Gardner. Is it the Dak effect or not? That's what I've been, contemplating in my mind for the past couple days, or since yesterday.
So here's what I'll say regarding the game. I mean, the Jets are the Jets. What I will say is, what I'm impressed about is the fact that the Cowboys in the past, we've seen them play down to the level of competition. You remember last time they went to New York? They took on the Jets, were like 0-4. Sam Darnold, it was like his first game coming back when he had he had mono. Yeah, he had mono. And they were down like 21-3 at halftime, and Jets ended up closing the game on the end. Cowboys couldn't convert a 2-point conversion. It was a really good game, but Cowboys have a tendency to sometimes play down to the competition. So this game, they put them out early. They took advantage. The momentum completely shifted at halftime when they got a touchdown, first touchdown to go up, 17 to was it 10-3 or 17-3? But then when they got the ball back after a 3-and-out, the Jets, Javonte Williams gets loose, um, where it was a play that they're running the ball kind of to run out the half, and he's able to get loose. Speaking of Javonte Williams, I was interviewing a fan yesterday, and he was saying this is probably the best running back y'all have had going back to the Zeke days. Would y'all agree with that assessment?
I agree.
Yeah.
Do y'all think the best running back since
Yeah.
the Zeke days?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's not far fetched. I mean, yeah, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, if the Cowboys offense can stay balanced, I mean, this can be one of the most potent offenses in the league. I mean, but now the question comes with that defense. Again, they gave up, a lot of it was in garbage time, but they did, as you said, 100 plus passer rating to Justin Fields, Brees Hall, getting loose for over 100 yards. Defensively, that's gonna be that's what's gonna prevent this team from reaching where they're trying to go. So my question for y'all is like, what is it? I mean, I know y'all are not defensive coordinators, or else y'all be out there. But what's the fix? What's the fix for this defense? Let's start off with Noah.
Well, I mean, I've already seen previous interviews, right? Putting these two up here, but Eberflus got to mix it up. You running just like bland cover three is not going to work. You may have to disguise man. Shit, I don't know. There's stuff like that, and also like the zone blitz works for them, surprisingly enough. But he needs to like have the balls to blitz. Like, don't sit back because if you sit back, they'll get picked apart. The more you start to blitz, the more you can create pressure, the more they'll get confidence in the back end. And once that happens, they can gel together. So I'll say disguise coverage and blitz.
Mm.
Mula.
Um, I agree. I agree. But I'm gonna go back to what I said on one of our previous interviews, which was I feel like pressure is the catalyst to our DBs playing better. That's just that's just standard, in football. Period. If you can get pressures on the quarterback, your DBs will play better. I mean, you could throw me out there. If you got two Micahs or a Micah and another solid edge rusher, Ezraku. I think Ezraku was cool. I think I was really wanting to see how Parsons and Ezraku would have paired up. Um, but like I say, yeah, it's about pressure for me. And Noah's right as far as the skies and coverages and mixing it up. But I seen a clip yesterday where they did blitz and they were backed off. Like when you blitzing, the ball is gonna come out quick, whether it's a quick slant, whether it's a flat route, whether it's a goal. Now, if you backed up 9 yards off the line of scrimmage or 7 or however many he was backed up, you don't really got to worry about the goal, right? So you know it's gonna either be a quick curl, quick slant. Jump that. Like, what are we doing? So for me, when you do blitz, you need to be communicating. I don't know if it's a issue with personnel or what, so I want to be able to say we should be able to do all of that, disguise coverage, just that and the third. I just don't know if we got the personnel to do it, you know? So that's my take.
There is no fix, brother. I mean, I don't know. We talk about the same thing every year, man. I mean, it's cool that Dallas can put up 40 plus points. They've been able to do that every year. I mean, name a year they haven't been prolific on the offensive end. That's not the problem. The problem since Romo has been defense. And now more so than ever, it's the worst by far I've seen. I mean, yeah, they got a few rushes. They got a few QB hits. I think they had what, like 5 sacks or so yesterday. But it's the Jets, man. When you got if they had a decent quarterback that know how to utilize a dual threat running back like a Brees Hall, they would have been in trouble yesterday. The only reason the game turned around was because of that fumble Brees Hall had. It would have been a close game.
Mm.
So we'll see, man. I'm ready to get some competitive images or footage from them when they play some solid teams in these upcoming weeks. But right now, it's just not it. They're going to get to the playoffs. They're going to put up 40 plus points again, first playoff game. May get by, may squeeze by. With how Dak's looking, they may squeeze by the first game this year. But it's going to fall on the defense like it does every year. That's my take.
Here's the issue. As you said, the Cowboys defense is always been horrendous. They have, moments here and there. That defense from 20, I believe it was like 2019 or 18, the year where Jalen Smith and Leighton Van Der Esch took over. That was a solid defense. 2022 as well was all right. But majority of the time, Cowboys defense has always been putrid. I would say the problem I have is, look, if you're going to give up 40 points plus a game, at least steal a couple extra possessions for your offense. And that's what they did yesterday with that fumble. Leofau coming in. By the way, Matt Eberflus was saying in the pregame production meeting with the broadcast crew that, Leofau, he has that extra nod of getting in there because of his ability to force a turnover. And yeah, look, of the Cowboys, of the secondary is gonna give up all these yards. Of every time you look up, somebody's gonna get open deep. At least they need to steal an extra possession here and there. And the 2 wins that they got in this season, they stole extra possessions. They got that interception on that punt that Russell Wilson threw in week two that ended up that led to a Cowboys victory. And then in this game, I think the momentum shifting play was that fumble forced. With the way this offense is playing this season, you give them extra possessions, you give yourself a good chance. And that's what it comes down to. If this team is not going to stop anybody, at least force a couple turnovers, give the offense some extra possessions. But I want to shift to the positives because this is the first time the Cowboys are, don't have a losing record this season. They started off 0-1. This is the first time, and I think in the last two games, since that it was really low after that Bears game, the feeling around this team was very low, especially with when I interviewed Mula. But I think over the tie against the Packers, which really showed that they can compete with the better teams in the NFC, and then this comprehensive victory, I think it's time to get a little bit more positive, and the schedule over the next couple games looks favorable. So Noah, with the schedule coming up over the next games, how important is it that the Dallas Cowboys take advantage? Because later on, the schedule is difficult, and you're the one that pointed that out to me, actually.
Yeah, like I was telling you yesterday, it's really important because, and not only like because some losses may come, but this is also for momentum because you never know, they can mess around, do their job over this next couple of weeks, and then one of those losable games we see, it turns into a win. You don't know, especially in NFL. Like obviously Carolina, but like Washington, that's a divisional opponent. Denver, that's a key team.
They just beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Cardinals and then the Raiders, like, because right after that is Philly, KC, Detroit. Oh my goodness. The Vikings, and then I can't stand Detroit. But yeah, so you really have to like, you really have, you have to lock in. I don't, nah, man. What Detroit just
It's-
was last year? Oh my goodness, I can't. I can't. They look good this year too, but yeah, it's really like these few games. Like I said, 4 out of 6. We may have to win.
Y'all looking at the later games, and I can see, and y'all like, oh, we're doomed. But I think if the Cowboys can go on a run and start gaining momentum, you never know in these games. The Cowboys, they can do some funny things. Now, when it comes to playoffs, we all know what they're gonna do. But when it comes to these later season, regular season games, I could see them pull off an upset here and there. They've done it before. They've done it
yeah.
before. So, Mullah, what's your thoughts on what Noah had to say?
Oh man, yeah. For that, we can't curse on here, can we?
Yeah, no, you can.
We are fucked for the second half of the season. But have you seen the schedule, bro? I'm finna run down it real quick. Okay, we got Panthers. That should be a dub. We got Commanders. It depends on how Jaden Daniels. He's a mobile quarterback. We know what they give us hell. That's a L. Bronco. We're not beating the Broncos. Cardinals. I feel like Kyler Murray is one of those. You don't know what you're gonna get out of Kyler Murray. You know.
Any given Sunday.
Exactly, exactly. You get prime Mike Vick out of him one day, and then you get Bobby Boucher the next. You know what I'm saying? What's buddy off longest yard? You never know who you're getting. After that, we got the Raiders. That's a win. They playing horrible right now. We got Philly. That's an L. We got here we go. Chiefs, Lions, Vikings, Chargers, Commanders, and then the Giants. Every single one of those games we may lose because the Giants game is another divisional game. They're going to always be close. And with Jackson Dart playing, not Russell Wilson, you ain't going to get certain,
Punts.
bonehead throws you know. But yeah, I think we screwed, man. We really screwed. I'm just happy about yesterday's win, man. I'm just happy. I'm just feeling good about yesterday's win. I know it don't say a lot. It ain't, it's not much. That's what you expect out of the Cowboys. But I'm just enjoying it now because these podcasts will become very heated the second half of the season.
Tuan?
I am waiting, brother. I can't wait. I'm like a kid in a candy store, brother. Like you gotta understand.
Hey,
I
hey,
mean,
I got a question. Tuan, I got a question just for you. What is it gonna take for this team to get you back? And back into being a Cowboys fan. Because what was the game? What was you told me about how there was a playoff game a couple of years ago that y'all lost. That's when you totally gave up. What playoff game was that? Was that the Niners?
No, it wasn't. It was a few years back from there. I want to say maybe 2017, 2018 ish.
Oh, that would
My
have been
boy,
the Rams. That would have been the Rams one probably. The Rams
it
divisional.
was it was one of them where it was a sickening loss. It was
Or
a
the Packers.
sickening
Was
loss.
it that Packers loss?
Is it the divisional round?
Nah, that
I
couldn't.
can't even
That
recall,
was
man.
Dak. That was Dak and Zeke's rookie year. He couldn't have been
Oh yeah,
frustrated from
Nah,
that.
nah, nah, nah,
yeah, it was
nah.
16.
I think for me when I look at it from Cowboys fans' point of view, those two 49er losses are the ones that a lot of people gave up. A lot of Cowboy fans gave up.
Yeah, I remember that bonehead decision end of the game. Yeah, I remember all
At
that.
AT&T, yeah, and then the next
Yeah,
year giving
yeah.
up only scoring 12 points when that defense that was one of the better Cowboy defenses we've seen. Only
Yep.
give up 19 points. But back to the question as I was saying though, what is it going to take for this team to
A Super
get you
Bowl,
back on
brother.
board?
And you can call me a bandwagon after that. I will absolutely be back on the bandwagon if they win a Super Bowl. But if they don't produce a Super Bowl, I am done. Not one, not first
Brother,
round, not second round, not third, not division. They have to get a Super Bowl, brother.
it doesn't work like that, brother. It
Hey,
doesn't work like that, brother.
you gotta understand. When I say a diehard Cowboy fan, I can ring my sister in right now. I'm talking about crying mad at the TV Cowboy fan, crying real tears. Mel, no,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it was different with me. But the same year, the many different years of the same outcome, it's like definition of insane, brother. That's what I put the Cowboy fans in. It's the true definition of insane. My mental cannot gauge this team because they let you down at the most vulnerable points in your life, and they always done that. So
Yeah,
I'm done with them.
yeah. I want to shift this conversation
They-
to that's kind of my issue with a lot of Cowboy fans praising Dak's performance up to now because well, we've seen Dak done this. I mean, this is not new. We've seen Dak have great regular seasons, great performance in the regular season. He was second in MVP voting, I believe, in 2023. He was second in MVP voting. We've seen him put ridiculous numbers up. There was a year that he threw for what was it, like 5,000 yards and
I was 20.
they finished 8-8.
Yeah, they choked the division.
We've seen him put up numbers. We've seen him have great performance. We've seen him light it up. But when it's time for the big bright moments, I can count off countless games where he looked a shell of himself. When you talk about the two times he took on the 49ers in the divisional round, when you talk about that Packers wild card round game, even hell, that year that they went 8-8, they had a chance late in that season. They went into Philadelphia and that was a Philadelphia team that was reeling, suffered a lot of injuries. Winner of that team takes the division, and he goes in there and puts up 9 points, and he missed open receivers left and right. So that's why I'm just, I'll give Dak his credit for what he's done up to now, but he's not in my top 10. He's not, I'm not, I'm not giving him I'm not giving him the praise because I know what he is and I know what he's not. What's your thoughts on that? Y'all think I'm being too harsh?
no, not at all. Not at all. That's a fair assessment, bro. That I mean, that's what every Cowboy fan is feeling right now. You know, we need results, man. It's about we need we're a result based type of fan. You fan fucking
Fan
whatever you
base. Yeah.
call it.
Oh, no, 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 no. Maybe y'all are result based fan base. The Cowboys fan base, they run on delusion and they run on love and
Exactly.
they
No,
live
those
on love.
it's changed, brother.
Thank you, Imran.
It's
They live on love.
changed. It's changed, man. Cause you ain't heard. Look at all your interviews. How many have you heard say we're going to the Super
No,
Bowl?
man, the mood around the Cowboys fan base based on when me growing up to now has shifted. All my friends have completely lost faith, and it's what Antoine is saying. Like you can't, like you're seeing the same shit over and over again. You can't go into every single year. Every single year, the glimmer goes down a little bit year by year by year to now I'm looking at fans and I can't even see their heart anymore. I can't see their soul when it comes to their fandom. They've kind of they're going through the motions when it comes to a Cowboys game. Yay, Cowboys coming up. And it's gotten to the point now when the Cowboys lose a playoff game and they're like, well, I've seen this story before. Like it'll hurt for like a day or two. But then, they realize like it's life. Back then, when the Cowboys would lose, it was a playoff game. It was like Cowboy fans were scared to come to school. At least, like, because I was the biggest Cowboy hater. So if the Cowboys
Mm.
lost, I was out there trolling. And
Yeah,
people
yeah.
would be, no, I went to school. No one knows exactly what I'm talking about. But now it's like, no, I agree with that. But yeah, just with Dak, he has to prove it in postseason. Noah, what's your thoughts on what I said about Dak? You think I'm being harsh?
No, it's fair. I mean, my only thing I could, maybe disagree is top 10 because I know the quarterbacks in this league. There's a lot of them that haven't done jack shit in the playoffs.
Mhm.
Lamar Jackson's one of them.
Yep.
Yeah, and we got people like we'll save the top 10 conversation for another day. But as far as like outside of that, it's a fair assessment. He's come short in the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, come up short.
John, do you agree?
For sure. He's definitely top 10 in the league at this moment. Um, but like I said, it means nothing to me. This regular season, I don't care if they go undefeated the remaining games. It's going to mean nothing until game one of the playoffs. Literally.
Y'all think we making the playoffs?
Well,
Honestly speaking.
I'm gonna get to that. I was gonna ask that, or we could get to that right now since you brought it up.
Washington is 3-2. Y'all got them in a couple weeks. That Washington's going to be
Okay,
a huge
no, no,
game for
no.
y'all.
Before we get to that, where do the Cowboys sit right now? Where do they stand in the division? So Eagles, they just lost their first game of the season. They're sitting 4-1. Behind them is the Washington Commanders, 3-2, which is you know, a little fake in the fact that Jaden Daniels missed a couple games here and there. I believe he missed. So which game did he miss, Noah?
He missed Las Vegas and he missed
He
Atlanta.
missed, and then they lost that Atlanta game. Yeah, that's what it was. But they're sitting at 3-2. Behind them is the Cowboys, 2-1, and then the Giants are now 1-3. Where do you or 1-4? Where do the Cowboys stand in the division, Twan?
Oh, end in the season? Like
No,
what
I mean
standing?
like right
Or
right
just
now.
right now?
No, right now. Where do you think? End of the season. That's just based on a prediction. Like right now, where do you think they rank in the division?
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's 1A, 1B in that fourth slot between them and the Giants. Because I tell you what, let Jackson Dart get some reps under his feet. Y'all see, I watched that boy back in college. He's a dog. That first game was not a fluke from him. Then they got them young dogs at running back, Scatterboo. Young dogs at receiver still. They're about to develop. Now their buddy out for the season. It's
Yeah,
gonna be a problem.
I think that neighbor's injury helps them though. That's not what
Yeah.
Jackson Dart and this Giants team needed. Mula,
Where we sit right now, we
2-1, half a game behind the Commanders, and one and a
yeah,
half game behind the Eagles.
we third. So for me, man, we're in a bad predicament. I was expecting us to be 3-1 at this point. Unfortunately, we are what, 1, 2, and 1.
Two.
Um, yeah, we're not in the best predicament right now. And I just wanted to squeeze as many wins in at the beginning of the season because I knew the second half of our season was tough. And then with the tie, man, like you gotta think. I mean, yeah, I mean, I was happy the day of, but in hindsight, it's like when it come down to that tie, bro, that's gonna end up resulting in a loss, and it's gonna get us up out of there. Like you got to get a win. That's it. No ties. A tie is a loss. And I'm looking on my phone now. We are 12th in the NFC right now. Just the whole NFC, not just the NFC East, with a 16% chance of making the playoffs right now. It's not looking good. That's where we are before the tough schedule.
I think it factors in the fact that your schedule is tough. Those projections, right? The 16%. I'm
No, no,
assuming.
no, no. Oh well, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yep, yep.
Noah,
Um, the division, it's like based on what I've seen, it's still like a long shot, but it's there. It's like it's a bit of distance though. Like you need
to
you
win
need
the
to show
division.
me, but huh?
To win the division.
Yeah, but it's a long shot. But as far as wild card, it's like right there. It's right there because all these teams, like Mullah just said about like we're 12th in the NFC, but it's week 5. Some of these teams could take a nosedive. On top
Yeah.
of that, our defense obviously is butt right now. There's a lot of things we got to see. But as far as what I see these next few games, like Washington, Dak owns the Commanders. I want us to remember that. Like, obviously, Washington is much better than they were before. I'll give you that. Dak against the division is great. Oh, is this really on the defense? The division's a long shot, but the wild card is right there for the taking. I'm gonna be honest. It just depends on if we can win these next few games or not. If we can win 4 out of the next 6, wild card is right there in our lap.
So look, I don't believe in superstitions or any of that shit or shit like that. But the NFC East thing, we don't see teams win it back to back. So that's something I'm caused to look at. I will say in the Philadelphia Eagles, yeah, last year was very similar in this year where they didn't look great to start off the season, and the offense always been fugazi, and they worked their way up, and they're a very efficient team. But something feels different about the Eagles this season. Saquon is not lighting it up like he was last season. I think AJ Brown, like the first year he won the Super Bowl, but I don't think he's gonna go through a whole second year of these subpar numbers. I mean, this is a guy that's trying to battle to be one of the best receivers in the league, and he's out here getting 7 yard games, 8, 9 yard games. Eventually, something's gonna have to give with that situation. So, and they have a new offensive coordinator. So we should be wary about the Eagles. The Eagles definitely have some games that they can drop. You remember the last time they reached the Super Bowl, they got off to the year after they got off to like an 8, 9 game hot start, and then they just went down like flies. So I'm not too high on the Philadelphia Eagles. The Washington Commanders, I think, is a very solid football team. They did reach an NFC Championship, but again, is this team do they have it in them to take it to the next level? I don't think adding Debo is enough. A Debo that I know him firsthand. I'm a 49ers fan, and he's not the same player that he was last season. I don't think that's the guy that can take it to the next level. But Jaden Daniels is great, you know. So we'll see what it is. Well, there, as he said, Dak does own the Commanders. The Giants, look, the Giants is, it's cute, Jackson Dart and all that being in, but they're not going to battle for nothing. They lost to the damn Saints. So it really comes down to, you know, it really just comes down to the Cowboys defense. I mean, the offense is good enough. This defense is gonna be what brings them that this with the way their offense looks, they have the firepower to battle with the Jared Goff Lions offense. They have the firepower to battle with the Chiefs. They have the firepower to battle with those teams that y'all said in the second half of the season. But Matt Eberflus needs to figure it out. I mean, if it comes down to, he has to completely adapt and completely change the scheme and run more man or whatever it is, so the Cowboy secondary is more comfortable. They gotta get it done because it's up there. I think it's there for the taking. Not necessarily the East, but potential wildcard positions. But as I was saying, I wanted to use this to shift into talking about the Cowboys making the wild card. Look, the division is going to be difficult, but you don't need to win the division to get into the playoffs. These are the teams that the Cowboys are more likely than not going to be directly battling for. You have 3 wildcard positions. So the NFC West will probably have 2 of them. Just seeing how these teams, I think the Seahawks have what it takes to make the playoffs. Sam Darnold looked great yesterday, even though they lost to the Bucks. And then the Rams are great. And whether the Rams win the division or the 49ers are a wild card team, it really comes down to Packers, Vikings, Seahawks, and Falcons. Those are the 4 teams. Those are the 4 teams. Only 3 can get in, and then you include the Cowboys in there. Only 3 can get in. Do you think of those 5 teams, the Cowboys can be one of those 3 teams to get in? Let's start with Mula. Let's start with Mula. I
Yes,
haven't started
sir.
with it.
Shit, you said the Falcons.
So yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it right now. Let's eliminate the Panthers, the Saints. I'm gonna eliminate the Bears for now. I know they're on a bye, but I don't think. Do y'all think they'll be in wild card consideration in that division?
More. I just got to see more from
Yeah,
them.
I need to see more
Got to
from
see
Caleb
more.
Williams. Eliminate the Cardinals. So it comes down to in battle. Oh, and the Commanders actually. So there's gonna be the Commanders, Seahawks, Rams, Packers, Vikings, Falcons. Only 3 of those teams can get in, and then the Cowboys. only three, only three can get in. Can
That sound
Cowboys
hella
become one of those
bad, man.
threes?
That just sound hella bad when you name them teams, man. Hell nah, bro. Like, I'm just be real, man. Like, I hope for the best, man. I'm really wishing on a star. You know, but we ain't messing with no. We ain't messing with none of them teams that you just named, man. We in trouble, man. But like you said, it's just the defense, man. Our offense is number one in the league. We have the best offense in the league. I mean,
You
and
know
we're
what's
pl- go ahead.
you know what's the thing though that you will benefit on it is that the East. I think the East is you know not in the top two in terms of divisions in the NFC. You got the North and West. I believe those two are the class divisions in the NFC. So those teams battling, four of those teams battling for wild card positions, the Packers, the Vikings, or the Seahawks and the Rams, or if it's 49ers instead of Seahawks and Rams, they're going to have to beat up on each other right now. Which will, and y'all will have two games against the Giants. You will get to play, you get to play a direct competitor in the Commanders. That's the great thing about it as well. You get two chances to play against a direct competitor against the Commanders, so you can kind of knock them out and worry about the rest of the teams. So I think they're life. But I was interrupting you. You were saying something.
Yeah, I was just saying, uh, what was I saying? I just feel like, yeah, I'm just wishing on a star, man. Um, when you name those teams, I just don't see us out like playing any of those teams. I know they can beat up on each other in the division, but like it goes back to defense, man. So when you take all those teams, just because we got the best offense in the league, all that tells me is every game is going to be a shootout. I'm not comfortable with that because we have no defense for a shootout. We like you said, all we need is one turnover. How many? Well, we got the fumble yesterday. We did get the fumble, but you can't bank on that. Justin Fields ain't throw no picks. You know what I'm saying? I look at things like that. And Justin Fields is not playing his best right now. He's playing okay, but the Jets are just shitty. So when I think about all these other teams who's more protective of the football, they are less they cause less costly they have less costly turnovers.
And
Um
I believe y'all are undefeated in the games that y'all forced a turnover this year as well. Because I'm looking back, I don't believe you forced a turnover against the Eagles or the Bears. So in the other two games, you have your two wins and a draw, two wins and a tie in the games you forced a turnover. So
the Giants and the Jets though, bro. They was gonna turn the ball over regardless, is what that tells me.
yeah,
They
yeah,
was
that's
gonna turn
Justin
it over
Fields,
regardless.
Justin Fields threw 46 passes yesterday.
No interception.
Not even close.
Not even close. Not a dropped pick. Not a almost. Not a ah.
And
None
I'm
of that.
tip
sure I'm
pass.
sure Trayvon got worked somewhere in there again. I'm sure Diggs got worked somewhere.
you
Y'all
know,
talk about man, these boys can't go to man.
you
Talking
know,
about going to man.
talking about Trayvon Diggs actually. So this week I didn't hear much, but the last couple weeks there's been a lot of talk about Trayvon. So I got some heat for a video I posted, basically saying, look, Trayvon, he was never a good corner. He was always a spectacular playmaker. He would get interceptions, but even going back earlier in his career, the years that he would have the ridiculous 10 interception season, he gave up the most yards in the league. He gave up so much separation. He was either getting beat for a touchdown or he was getting an interception. There was one game against the Patriots. He gets a pick six to take the lead in like a couple minutes left, and on the next play he gets beat for an 80-yard touchdown. It's like the epitome of his career. So now he's not getting the picks at the freaking rate as he was getting before. He's not getting the pick sixes. So there's no, you can't overlook the fact that he's getting consistently beat. He did have the 1 year in 2021, 2022 where he wasn't getting targeted as much, but those are the outliers. The most common that we see, what we're seeing, the film is showing us he gets consistently beat. He gives up so much separation. I think he's not a good cornerback. I think he's awfully overrated. And if you do consider him the number one cornerback, he is the worst number one cornerback in the league. So yeah,
By far.
yeah. So nobody disagrees. No, I know you disagree.
I don't. No, I don't disagree with that. I see with him, it's like he's getting beat on a double move, or just it's just some BS with him sometimes. Or in the run game, he's scared to tackle. Like, what are we doing, bro? It's a contact
Or
sport.
he's getting
Exactly.
turned completely around by one
At
juke move.
one juke move getting turned around, speed turning as if somebody's running a deep post route. What are we doing? Brother, go up and make the hit. And that man has a gambling addiction. He has a gambling. You need to stay out of Vegas. Like you say, it's either you're getting a pick. Well, you don't even get picks no more. But at the height of the peak of your career was either you getting a pick or you getting burnt. That tells me you struggle with gambling, brother. They have a number you can call. I can look it up for you. I can put it in the podcast so you can call them. If you have if you need help. And then the same thing is starting to happen with Bland, I'm starting to see. Bland the
Mm.
same way. He's starting to get exposed. I'm tired of these gambly ass corners, man. We need some, and that's why when people was when they traded away Jones, I didn't like that move. I forget his first name, but the receiver
Byron
we had, what's his name?
Byron Jones.
Byron Jones.
Yeah.
They was getting on him like, oh no, we need a corner in here that can force more turnovers. Oh, we need somebody who can. But in
Yeah.
my mind, I'm like, fuck that. If he can shut down the whole side of the field, that's all that matters.
All that matters.
And now we missing that. Now we
Speak
missing that. And
speaking of, y'all almost had that player in the Micah Parsons draft, y'all. Everybody, the whole fan base wanted Patrick Surtain. The Broncos took him one pick before the cap. Y'all, which I mean, Micah Parsons ended up being a great player, but let's be for real. If it's Patrick Surtain on the Cowboys, he ain't getting traded. He's still a Cowboy right now. Ain't no way they're letting him go. They're not making the same mistake they made with Byron Jones, letting him go as well. But that's a very good point that you brought up, Byron Jones. The Denver Broncos, I think they're very. This guy won cornerback of NFL Defensive Player of the Year. You just need solidity. You just need
yeah.
solidity. It completely changes the game. You don't need to get 10, 11 interceptions. And if you had the balance of somebody that can play lockdown, a lockdown cornerback alongside somebody that can go gamble, then it could work. Like, I feel like the Cowboys, secondary was at its best when you had Gilmore with Trevon Diggs. That's when the defense looked, you know, the most solid. Now, Stephon Gilmore, he did get exposed in that wild card game against the
Yeah, he
Packers.
did.
But throughout the duration of the season, though, they look like a very, very solid unit because you had the perfect balance of somebody that is not gonna do all the cute, like get picks, his interceptions. He's gonna go on his side and he's gonna lock down his man. And then Trayvon Diggs can be on the other side jumping routes and making those game changing plays. But when you got guys on both sides that mostly rely on getting the big play, well, if you don't get the big play, then you're getting 40 bombed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the case. Anything else from before I move on to the next question? Anything else in the game that I missed? This Jets game? Anything y'all were impressed with? Anything y'all noticed needed to improve?
Y'all got
Anybody?
anything?
It's,
Um, I mean, other than it being the Jets, I mean, I already know that. I mean, I couldn't change their schedule if I wanted to. But I like how, I guess, a little bit more pressure is being applied, a little bit. You know, James Houston making a flash here and there, stuff like that. Maris Leofau just playing more like nasty. You know, I saw the hit on Golden a few weeks ago. A
Mhm.
punch fumble this week was week. But yeah, I just like that. And boy, man, I can't wait till Overshown comes back.
Oh
But
my God, I
because I
can't
need
wait, bro.
Sanborn to get the hell off my field, bro. That man has
Yeah.
hips of cardboard. He too damn strong.
We call him
He run like
quicksand.
a snail, bro. It's ridiculous.
We call him quicksand, quicksand born. You know, because that's how he play. He play like he's standing in quicksand.
no,
Like, what is he doing? Then, all right, like you said, what you said a while ago. He's like, what point did I want? Oh, my fault. Were you done? I don't want to cut you off.
no. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. What I did want to highlight from that game was Ryan Flournoy. He stepped up. He had 100 yard game. You know, I love to see receivers make their big breaks and make a name and eventually go off and get paid. Similar to Noah Brown when Dak went out that year. Um, Flournoy stepped up, and I would say Cowboys need to go ahead and pay Pickens now. Do not wait till the end of this man already has 5 touchdowns. Do not wait till the end of the season when this man has 12, 15 possible touchdowns, and then now he want the biggest bag. Pay this man now.
Y'all
Like
know
what?
his agent?
Oh man.
what? Y'all are cooked. Y'all are cooked.
You know his agent telling him no, not right now.
David
Nope.
Mulugeta. David is the same agent that Jerry was talking about. No, I don't even know his name.
Yep.
Good luck with that. I don't know. Good luck with that.
Mula Getter.
I said this on my first interview with you, Emer. I said it, brother. I said Pickens need to slide to one. I said that in our viral interview. I said Pickens need to slide to one. You need to put CD at some type of slot two, something like that, because he drops too many balls. He's not consistent enough. And that's gonna bring that dog out of him. I'm not saying Pickens is better than CD. I'm just saying put him in a doghouse. Put him in a doghouse for a couple games and watch how he turn up.
So what
But
we gonna do with Turpin if we do that? Because you know Turpin our slot. What we gonna do with?
Turpin can needs to stay at the slot. He needs
Yeah,
to stay at the slot.
we
Yeah.
do gotta have Turpin on the
Yeah.
field.
You gotta have Turpin at the
Yeah.
slot. Yeah.
It's just I
Yeah,
don't know.
CD is a great point. We're talking about the Cowboys right now being 2-1, and after that Bears game, you were saying the next, is 4 or 5 weeks. Your infamous line, Mullah, 4 or 5 weeks. That's 4 or 5 hells. Now, obviously, if that ended up happening, that would have ended the season. But there's an element of, the Cowboys. They just needed to survive while CD being gone. With CD coming in, don't y'all think that gives the Cowboys a better chance to go and reel off wins even against the tough teams? Isn't that a sense of optimism that you can have? Twan, you're already shaking your head, so I'm gonna go from you to you.
I don't, bro. I don't. I didn't really like them together. I don't know if it was just the game with CD, the infamous game with CD or what.
Oh yeah.
I like how they're looking now. I mean, they got people getting reps, which is needed. It needs to be more than just CD and Pickens. I just got to see CD, man. I hope he can get in the lab and just get better, man. We'll see.
Mullah?
Yeah, sometimes I wonder, is there a weird dynamic of like having that star receiver in and trying to force feed him the ball? And like Twan just said, he like how they looking now. Of course, with him being the highest paid receiver in the league right now, they're not gonna just let him sit out, but Dak has free reign to just get the ball to whoever. And we've seen CD can be a diva at times on some AJ Brown type stuff. So I don't
We've
know if
seen that
that's
from
a
Pickens too, though.
not with the Cowboys though. You see, he's playing for that. He's trying to get that contract extension. He's already said he missed out on money and everything. So he's on his best behavior right now. Now when he
Yeah.
get that contract extension, we're gonna see the real Pickens.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's just pretty much my take on it. Of course, we need CD back. We gonna play good with him. We just gotta keep the same play style. Don't try to force feed the ball. Spread the ball around. Who you get open? That's it. The open man gets the ball, and it's really that simple. It don't do nothing for our defense, but it'll keep us playing at the high level we're playing at right now on offense.
No.
I think it's a huge boost. I think we're forgetting the reason why Dak would force CD the ball because there's nobody opposite of him. Number one. Number two, with CD back, that's going to open Ferguson even more. Jake Ferguson is a dog. And just wait. You get CD back, Ferguson's going to start going off. CD, he had his game against the Eagles. Obviously, you hate it when you sell a game like that against one of the best teams in the league. Obviously, we're going to be mad. But CD is one of the best receivers in this league, and he's going to keep showing you when he gets these matchups. Now, I don't know about Pastor Tan because that is a dog too, but
Mm.
he's still gonna do his damage. And I think he might be come back against Washington. It's gonna be a big addition, just in time.
So can this so you're saying y'all with CD coming back, you can legitimately battle for that run to make the playoffs, Noah.
For sure. For sure. For sure. It's just, yeah. I don't know about the division playoffs. For sure. For
Okay,
sure.
give me your percentages then of the Cowboys making the playoffs. Let's start from Noah.
Oh my god. All right. Right. Okay. All right. With the defense, how it is constructed right now, how they're playing, it's really like I would say 40 because of, and the reason why it's up to 40 is because of the offense. I'm not gonna go 50 or 60 because the defense right now is, but they're not gonna make the playoffs like that. But I could see the defense improving. I mean, they cannot get any worse than this. It's just a matter of can that coordinator have some balls and can our cornerback duo get their swagger back? That's really what it is. And just because that will lead to pressure, that can lead to takeaways and just consistency.
Mullah?
I'm gonna go 20 just because that second half, bro. I won't stop. I'm just sounding like a broken record. That second half of the season, we're gonna have hell. I don't care if we got CD back. I don't give a damn if we got prime Randy Moss. This defense can't stop a nosebleed, man. We're not capable of being in these long shootouts that leads into double overtime and hoping Aubrey kicks a 60-yard field goal. These teams got defense, man. They're gonna shut shit down at some point. We're the ones who won't be able to. So I'm gonna say 20%.
What you say, Twan?
I'm gonna be real. I'm a not troll. I'm a not troll, man. I say a good 35%. Good 35%. Cause,
So you're-
cause, nah, real talk. Cause you gotta understand. I'm looking at the schedule. There's a trap in here somewhere, and I'm thinking it's between that Cardinals and Raiders game because y'all have the Cardinals first, then y'all have that bye, and then y'all play the Raiders. Somewhere in there, y'all losing one of them games. I'm leaning more so of the Cardinals just because of how y'all play Cardinals year by year.
Mhm. Yep.
But it's gonna be one of the two, and that's gonna mess it up. That's gonna mess this whole thing up. So I'm just waiting. I'll say 35. Be fair.
Where are we playing? Are we playing Cardinals here?
Yeah, here.
See, Kyler coming back home. He balls out every time
He
he come back
balls
home.
out.
I remember that Monday night game. The game after that got injured. Oh my
Yes,
god.
Yep.
sir.
It
Oh
was
my
Boy
god.
went
bad.
crazy.
You went absolutely crazy. You went absolutely crazy that one. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll lean towards the 20% number. Just the combination of the schedule and the defense. I'm leaning 20%. But you know, I don't want to be too pessimistic because I'm the host and I want to give y'all hope. It's good for me going forward. but but I
Yeah.
Yeah.
mean, look, that schedule is difficult. CD coming back is something that will give y'all hope going forward, and I think that'll be the light to at least keep the Cowboy fans going. But the second half of the schedule, that is brutal. That's brutal, and it makes no sense too. I mean, well, the Cowboys finished third in the division last year.
Yeah,
So it's
third.
not like you're playing a first place schedule either. I
I don't know
mean,
who
that
made this schedule, bro.
That's rough, boy.
is very rough.
That's
But
rough.
I do want to shift the focus to Dak. There's been a lot of talk of Dak in his MVP case. Do y'all think he has? Do you think the Cowboys can win enough games, or do you think Dak can make a legit MVP case for himself? And can he win the MVP? No.
Yes, but he's got to win games. It's as simple as that. If they win 10 games and he's playing like this, especially against teams like
10 games is not enough. Dak is not a good enough quarterback that gets you MVP with 10 games. You win MVP winning 10 games if you're Patrick Mahomes, maybe Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. You don't win no MVP if you're Dak Prescott
I
winning
mean,
10 games.
it
They need
based on the stats he's going to put up, though. Considering what our defense is and how good our offense is, if it goes to shootouts, okay, if you want to say 10 is a stretch, okay, 11 or 12. I don't see us games.
Speaking
Okay.
of stats, he's already over 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 101.1 passer rating. Mula,
Yeah, Dak is balling, man. I think this is probably outside of that MVP. Well, I would say this is his best year I've ever witnessed him playing the quarterback position. 2016, his rookie year, he balled out, of course, but it was more so surrounded around running the ball. It was a system built around Zeke,
quarterback
um,
friendly system.
quarterback friendly system. 2023, the year he was in the MVP runners, he played great too. This year, what really is getting me over that hump and making me a believer is, um, like I say, he's playing with what 3, 4 offensive linemen out, two receivers out, and he's still putting up numbers, and he's not turning the ball over. A few picks he had this year were dropped, tipped passes or like end of the game, just shots for the end zone, But outside of that, I don't see no quarterback right now. Maybe outside of Josh Allen playing any
Quarterback play.
better quarterback play than Dak Prescott right now, and maybe Baker Mayfield, maybe, but yeah,
Baker been going off.
Baker been
Twan,
balling too.
Baker's my guy, man. I've been rooting for Baker since OU, man. That's my guy for sure. Um, I got him as my clear-cut favorite to win MVP right now. If the if things keep going the same, and like you said, he gets to that 12 marker, I think it has to be 12. I see him winning it. I don't see no other QB playing like him right now. Maybe Mahomes, but Josh, he just lost to New England. Bad loss, tough loss. I don't see any other running backs, premier running backs, coming close to MVP this year. That's not happening right now. So yeah, it'll be Dak. It's in his hands right now for sure.
Noah, as we approach the end, anything else? Anything else that I missed? I know there was something you wanted to bring up.
It's on defense, I'll say. On defense. Oh, well, actually, two things, but it'll be quick. Defense, I think Overshown is a key piece to this defense. But I'm going to stress it again. It's like if we can mix it up, roll the dice, benefit this defense better than just standard coverage that you can clearly tell. Like I want a coverage to where, okay, let's say we're playing like Jalen Hurts. He thinks it's man, we drop back in the zone, we send somebody off the edge, something like that. Just disguise. You can confuse the quarterback a little bit, maybe delay their process time half a second, a second. You could get somebody home. And then also like Maris Leofau working on like the peanut punch, punching the ball out, stuff like that. And then Trayvon Diggs just being consistent, like he needs to play desperate, like his job's on the line, because it don't seem like that. You know what I mean? Because Bland has had his times where he's gotten exposed, but Bland's just coming off a foot injury too. Like Diggs and ACL, obviously. Bland, if he's lost a step right now, if he gets his step back, he's still recovering. Then it could jump some balls, just be locked down. The second one, just a little bit of optimism. Now the latter half of the schedule is brutal, but some of these teams can be beaten. Like, anything's unexpected in this NFL.
No, really, they can be beaten. Come on, bro.
Okay, look. We say the Vikings, but look how the Vikings look right now. I'm just saying. The Eagles, obviously, the Eagles are 4-1. They're still good, but I mean, 2 years ago they were 10-1. We beat them. We made the division. I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but we split with the Eagles.
Yeah, some of those teams that we're reading, that we were talking about, this team, they're not going to be as good as a team we think they are right now.
Besides,
Some of these teams are going to
besides
fall off.
Detroit's gonna be good regardless. But
We were arguing about that a little bit earlier on, but we don't know what the Vikings are like. We don't know. I
the
still
Chargers,
think the Eagles are kind of an unknown. I think the Chargers are a big unknown. I
Y'all
think
gonna beat the Chargers. Y'all gonna beat the Chargers for sure. Y'all always beat the Chargers.
Yeah, we do always beat them.
yeah, I think the Chargers have a little bit of Cowboys in them as well. I think they're the Cowboys of the AFC
Yeah,
to an extent. But I'm
exactly.
not.
yeah.
But I'm a big Jim Harbaugh fan, so I'm rooting for him. Mullah, anything that we missed? Anything you wanted to
Uh,
get off your chest, man?
um, Not really. Besides that, what Noah just said, which was the Demarion Overshawn. Man, I can't wait till he get back. I mean, he is our second coming of Micah. I mean, I remember watching the highlights with him and Micah on the field. He would get to the quarterback before Micah even got there. Like he would close the gap quicker than Micah would on some plays. And I think we could really use that right now. When those quarterbacks roll out of the pocket, start dancing around, sitting back, making sandwiches, planning vacations to Cabo. We need somebody that can get there. He's the guy that can get there. He's coming off with two torn ACLs. I'm just hoping he can at least be a shell of himself, you know. Um, but that's pretty much what I'm waiting on. Him and Bland to get back healthy. Him to come back. Bland get fully healthy.
Healthy.
And Trayvon. These are $200 million corners. Let's not forget that. Both of these guys got $100 million deals. We shouldn't be lacking at the cornerback position. I understand injuries, but when they heal up, we'll really be able to tell.
See, that's also before I get to Tuan. That's also the thing that I think should be very frustrating for y'all. Y'all invested capital in the in this secondary. Yeah? This is the reason why Jerry Jones doesn't want to pay Micah Parsons, because he's giving out $100 million contracts to two cornerbacks. There's no way you're giving this amount of capital to one position group,
It's
and they're still
insane.
the weakness of the team. What is a bigger weakness on this football team than the secondary? That's
It's
the thing that's
insane.
most
Possibly our
frustrating about all.
linebackers. Possibly our linebackers.
Yes,
They
but when it
struggle.
comes to the grand scheme of things, the linebackers aren't the reason why these team every time Russell Wilson was throwing the ball up deep and closing his eyes that someone was getting on the end of it. Like, yeah, the linebackers will especially down the stretch. He'll show his ugly head. He'll real his ugly head. But they're young, and you're not investing any capital in them. These are young
Right.
guys coming in
Right.
that are, you know, the secondary. But
Yeah.
Juan, any final things you wanted to get off your chest before we end off today?
Oh, man, what can go wrong will go wrong, brother. And I'm looking directly at you, sir. Moolah. He knows this. What can and I'm just here for it. I'm talking about overshown, undershown, dethroned. It don't matter, brother. Get anybody y'all need to out there. It's too late, man. It's over with. Now we're gonna wait till they get officially out the playoffs. Timeline of the Cowboys gonna be pitched for the 24-hour duration after, and then it's right back to we're gonna win it next year. I'm already seeing the play. It's gonna happen. So I mean, I'm just ready for it, man. But
Brother,
Dak,
take
I,
that
I
back.
love Dak. I love Dak, man. Dak is going crazy, man.
For now, well, appreciate y'all for tuning into the first edition of the Star Unfiltered podcast. Um, I'm gonna try to make this a weekly thing, or I will make this a weekly thing, weekly consistent thing. So thank you guys for tuning in. Like and subscribe, and have a great day.
Yes, sir.